Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Asia binti Ismail, metric number AA191719. Right now, I will be presenting the introduction for the video presentation of this project. This project is about an accident reporting, which the accident happened at Suria KLCC. This accident involved the two workers of RZE Construction and Renovation. It's all started when the management of Suria KLCC gave work to the company for repairing the leaked ceiling at level 3. Therefore, some of the workers were given responsibility to finish that work. This fatal and serious accident happened on 26th of April 2001, which occurred at level 3 and level 1. The accident was reported at 12:30 a.m. that two of the workers were fell from level 3 to level 1. The deceased, known as Muhammad Nurul Islam, whom has fell and was reported dead. Another person involved in this accident was Muhammad Yasser bin Megat Hamid, who also fell from level 3 and landed on level 1. He was reported having serious injuries on his head and was semi-conscious. He also has been sent to the nearest hospital for further medical treatment. Regarding of this accident that happened, Department of Occupational Safety and Health was informed via JKKP 107 form. Besides, Corporate Safety Department of KLCC Holdings Berhad was also informed, and they have been asked to lead the investigation of this accident. So for the rest of the video, my friends will be presenting the whole storyline about the investigation for this accident report. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabil Hakimi bin Badru Hisham and my matrix number is 190454. Okay, today I would like to talk about our objective for this investigation. The objective of this investigation is to know the facts and causes, mainly refer to know who, when, where, and how the incidents happened. Other than that, experiencing and learning more about construction site environment that we will face when facing the construction site. Besides that, understanding the importance of safety and notes that should be taken before entering the construction site for the accidents that may occur there, such as wearing a safety helmet. Moreover, learning about basic process of construction by observing a real example of working place. Plus, observing and comparing the topics that taught by lecturers at university. Next, understanding more about construction technology of buildings and different methods of constructing. Plus, explore and identify types of building materials. Finally, asking questions from supervisors and people working at construction site to gain more information and learn from their experiences. However, this investigation also to advise or give a warning to Suria KLCC management to take any action seriously when it comes to the employees that working with a high risk of injury because it is related with their life, and the management or employees need to apply the Occupational Safety and Health Act at their workplace.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Adli bin Muhammad Abbas. I would like to present about the method that we use in our project. First of all, we need to identify the type of incident from the memorandum. We found that this incident is a fall from height incidents. The method used to identify safety and health, we have three types to identify safety and health hazard. First, hazard identification, risk evaluation, risk control. Okay, hazard identification is a part of a process to evaluate if any particular situation, item, things, uh, and may have the potential to cause harm. In that case, we need to look at all aspects of the work and include non-routine activities such as maintenance, repair, or cleaning. Okay, risk evaluation is a system process evaluating the potential risks that may be involved in a projected activity or undertaking. Because of that, the employer must assess the risk and take action if they are working a worker not following the SOP in the workplace. Okay, last one. Risk risk control is the process used to identify all applicable measurements for limiting or reducing the likelihood of injury, illness, or disease in the workplace. Implement the measure and to continually review the measure in order to ensure their effectiveness. Because of that, identify the risk should be applied because starting any of the work so that the worker will be more careful when doing their job. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amir Azizi bin Ismail, and I will continue the presentation that our group left off from Mr. Ali bin Muhammad Abbas. Mr. Muhammad Ali bin Muhammad Abbas. So my presentation is methods of risk assessment. So for methods of risk assessment, there is 3 samples. So we're starting with sample 1, which is the scaffold was not secured properly with the locking pin. So looking at all the aspects of the work and include non-routine activities such as maintenance, repair or cleaning. All of this must be checklisted by the supervisor to make sure the safety equipment is safe to use. In our case, we realized that the scaffold pin was not locked or secured properly, which can cause severe injuries to the workers that were using it. Example of severe injuries are rupture or broken bones in our body, and damage and can cause damage to the brain caused from the impact of falling from great heights. So we continue to sample 2, which is not wearing safety gears. Looking at the physical work environment, equipment, materials and product, and because of that, supervisor must always keep the work area safe and give good quality safety gears to the workers, and make sure they are wearing the safety gears when handling the works to prevent major injuries or decreasing the risk of getting injured. If the workers did not wear safety gears, it will cause the workers to get major injuries from an incident that could happen. So we continue to sample 3, which is the last one, and it is not following the wide standard of a plank for a working platform. So the minimum standard for a plank that used for a working platform is 640 millimeters. If the workers didn't follow the standards, they could cause great dangers to themselves or the others, because the plank could break or slip from the platform from being too short. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, now I'll be discussing about the result and discussion of this case study. Okay, the root cause of the incident. From the memorandum, we have found out that the root cause of the incident is erecting a temporary scaffolding without the supervision of a competent scaffolder erector. Okay, next we'll be talking about the hazards based on the case study. First,
the disease was not concerned about his personal safety. Second, the extension of half frame of the scaffold was not secured properly with the locking pin. This caused the top half frame of the scaffold to tilt. And third, the wooden plank used for working platform was not wide enough to comply with KLCC standard. Normally, KLCC standard is minimum 640 millimeters wide.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I Muhammad Denifiti bin Muhammad Fikri from section 3, metric number AA19675. We'll be discussing about our Osh project, and I will be talking about our discussion part. After my friends already told about the result will be discussed. And the first highest hazard is the following a specific height could cause a lot of damage. Is extension of half frame of scaffolding was not secured properly with locking pin. It could lead to height of fall or serious injury. The second hazard or the medium hazard is about deceased was not concerned about their own personal safety. If the workers themselves is not care about their safety, who will? Their boss. This could bring many problems if the workers itself ignoring the priority. So the least hazard is the standard operating system need to be specific length of the wooden plank. It's not the highest of hazard because as long the workers using the scaffolding in the right way with minor difference of length, it will not make a major change. So about their safety hazard, workers are not mentally in right condition to be working because they are concerned about safety. And the last but not least, the health hazard. Improper use of scaffolding could lead to serious injury such as spinal cord injury, including paralyzed, traumatic brain injury, and broken or dislocated bone. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Elisa Muiz binti Muhammad Zaini with matrix number AA190210. So today I'll be presenting the recommendation of report. The purpose control measures. The first one is elimination. Elimination is the process of removing the hazard from the workplace. It is the most effective way to control a risk because the hazard is no longer present. It is the preferred way to control a hazard and should be used whenever possible. So the second one is substitution. Substitution occurs when a new chemical or substance that is less hazardous is used instead of another chemical. It is sometimes grouped with elimination because, in effect, you are removing the first substance or hazard from the workplace. The goal, obviously, is to choose a new chemical that is less hazardous than the original. The third one is isolation. Isolation is isolating or separating the hazard from the person or the person from the hazards. Isolation places the hazardous process geographically away from the majority of the workers. Common isolation techniques are to create or contaminant-free or noise-free both either around the equipment or around the employee workstation. Fourth is engineering control. Engineering control are methods that are built into the design of a plant, equipment, or process to minimize the hazard. Engineering controls are a very reliable way to control worker exposures as long as the controls are designed, used, and maintained properly. Fifth is administrative controls. Administrative controls limits workers' exposure by scheduling shorter work times in contaminant areas or by implementing other rules. These control measures have many limitations because the hazard itself is not actually removed and reduced. Administrative control are not generally favoured because they can be difficult to implement, maintain, and are not reliable way to reduce exposures. The last one is personal protective equipment, or well known as PPE. PPE includes items such as respirators, protective clothing such as gloves, face shield, eye protection, and footwear that serve to provide a barrier between the wearer and the chemical of material.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syahira binti Muhammad Saleh. I would like to present about the proposed review program. Okay, the most preferred review program is risk elimination. Okay, the case for this risk elimination is Suria KLCC to send maintenance supervisor and any other relevant personnel to attend scaffolding training with Osh and to register with DOSH. This will enable him to check any deficiency or discrepancies of contractors' scaffolding work. Next, risk isolation. For the risk isolation, we have one case. It is ensure that contractors comply to work and hot work permit system as practiced by KLCC. The last one is least preferred. It is personal protective equipment, PPE. The case for this PPE, ensure contractor provides necessary safety gears, it is PPE, to their workers and record it. Okay, next, benefits of the recommendation. We have 5 recommendations. So the first one is identification of at-risk employees. Knowing who is at risk the most and what risk factors they are exposed to means a plan to mitigate or eliminate those risks can be developed. Second, awareness of factors that cannot be eliminated. It may be possible to eliminate some of the risk factors completely. However, some factors will always be present and can only be reduced. Creating awareness of those factors means that those exposed know what to look out for and understand the importance of any mitigation methods. Okay, third, control method efficiency determinations. Continual reassessment of the risk allows you to determine whether the control methods applied have been effective in reducing or eliminating the risk or whether they should be re-evaluated. Fourth, prevent or reduce instance of accident or injury. When implemented as part of the original design of the workplace and its health and safety plans, control measures and risk assessments will reduce or eliminate the number of the accidents or injuries. The last one is fulfill legal obligations. Depending on the jurisdictions and the type of business and workplace, there may be legal obligations that require you to identify risk and implement control measures accordingly. Failure to do so can result in severe corporate and personal fines, in addition to incarceration depending on the severity, prior knowledge, and casualties of the risk factor.